Hello there guys, and welcome back to Rebuilding Histon. And in today's episode we're going to do a game that we were supposed to do in the last episode, but that was rearranged because of cup competition. So we actually are going to do this game now because it was a bit later on into the season, and we're coming up towards the end of the middle/end of December to start 2018. But let's just go through what's been happening since you were last with us, which was a 2-1 victory at home to AFC Kempston. It was an absolutely crucial game at the time. Well, our form's actually been pretty good, with the only exception being this 2-1 defeat away at Truro, which was the next game we ended up playing. I wasn't expecting to get that much out of this game because Truro are currently sitting in the top 3 of the league. But so it was a big surprise to me when we took the lead after 19 minutes through Stephen Reid. We were playing a little bit more of a counter-attacking style of play because of the fact we were away from home, and I knew that their team was a lot better than ours. But Pierce Mitchell equalised, and then Elvis Menayes, I think. Elvis Menayes scored what turned out to be the winner after 33 minutes. In the end, I think we had a chance to sneak a draw out the game, but it's not too bad. I think the fact that we were competitive in this match was okay, and some of the stats were the player rating. I think the only couple of guys had a couple of poor games, so Ryan Williams, Harding, and Osifua. But everyone else had an okay or pretty good game in the end, so I wasn't too disheartened that we lost the game. We just had to move on to the crucial games that we can actually win. We then went on to play Histon, which was one of those games that I said which was crucial, and we ended up winning this game 2-1. We didn't have the greatest of starts though. After Lloyd Macklin made it 1-0 after just in the first minute to Histon. Ryan Williams then equalised after 43 minutes, and then Aidan Glider with the player of the match performance, scoring the winner after 64 minutes. We had to hang on at the end with 10 men thanks to Alfie Davidson getting his second yellow card, resulting in him being sent off for this game. But we managed to hold on and get a very important 3 points away from home, because Histon were in the relegation zone at that particular stage of the season. I think they still are at the moment, and this was a massive game just to get that distance away from that drop zone. We then unfortunately went into the FA Trophy game feeling quite confident, but unfortunately we weren't able to get the win, and we actually lost this game 1-0 in the 82nd minute. Nicky Kapamba with the only goal of the game. We were actually quite dominant to start with, but it looks like as I increased the attacking, or increased our tactics to try and go more attacking to try and get a winner, they went down the other end and did a bit more of a smash and grab and scored. They did have their chances though, so in fairness, I think a draw would have been a fair result, but I wasn't surprised that we ended up losing the game based off the stats. As you can see there, 15 shots, 4 on target for them, and although we did have more possession, so that was the only thing, and we also had all of our back four picking up yellow cards, which was quite nerve-wracking because one of these guys could have easily been sent off during the game, but fortunately that didn't happen. But unfortunately for us, we're out of the FA Trophy, and now we only have the league to focus on. Speaking of the league, we then played Barwell away from home. We only managed to get, it was a 0-0 draw in the end. According to the at the end of the match, it looks like we deserved. We were lucky to get the draw, and we weren't the favourites for this particular match. That was the word I was looking for. So in the end, I think a 0-0 was actually a good result for us. They had some good chances to take the lead, but unfortunately for them, they weren't able to take advantage of that, and we came away with an important point away from home. We then had a big game away at Oxford City, which we managed to get a very important win after they actually beat us earlier on in the season. We managed to get this win 3-2. As you can see, we fell behind twice. Harvey Reid made it 1-0. Ryan Williams equalised after 44 minutes. Then as soon as the second half started, Craig Laycock made it 2-1. Ryan Williams then made it 2-2 within a minute of that. Then they had a player sent off, and Glider was then able to score the winner like he did against Histon, and we managed to come away with a crucial 3 points once again, because Oxford City are currently sitting bottom of the league, and we didn't really want to be embarrassed by them and give them another 3 points or 1 point to their tally that they've had already this season after their surprising win against us earlier on in the year. We then moved on to a home match against Cheshire, but as you can see, we were actually quite good in this game. They were better than us in the last time we played against them. But Ryan Williams opened the scoring after 11 minutes. Then Jayden Corbridge equalised after 58, And in the end, I think a draw was a fair result with it being based off the chances. We did have more possession though, which was a bit of a frustration in the end. But one of those things, we managed to get it. We ended up getting a point out of the match. Could have easily been 3 though, if we'd taken our chances. We then went on to play Dorchester, who were in the playoffs at the time we played them. But we had a good start once again with Callum Frew scoring after 4 minutes. Then Stuart Spear and Harvey Bradbury turned it round completely for them. But then Callum Frew with a free kick saved our asses and we were able to come away with a draw. Unfortunately though, a majority of these yellow cards resulted in suspensions for the next couple of games. So it's something that we've really been struggling with all season is the disciplinary record. And we've been really backs against the wall when it comes to the squad depth with all these players being out suspended. So it's something I need to address at some point. I'm just not sure how exactly to do that, because if I take off the tactic of staying off or getting stuck in, then we won't win any tackles, and we usually just let the other opposition just go straight past us and score goals. So I'm just at a loss as to what to do at the moment with regards to that. But in the end, that was a draw. I think that was actually a good, well-deserved point for us, especially against a team that's currently sitting in the playoffs. Sorry, I said currently quite a few times there. And then the last game that we had was a 2-1 away win at Basingstoke. Unfortunately for us, we had another disciplinary problem with Callum Frew getting sent off for a second bookable offence after 42 minutes. We were leading 2-0 though by that point through Ryan Williams and Justin May, but then Vaughan Redford made it pull one back after 51 minutes, and based on the stats, we were lucky to get out of this game with a win. As you can see there, Basingstoke 18 shots, 7 on target, compared to our 6 shots and 3 on target, and 23 fouls in the game. Once again, the disciplinary record is not very good. Once again, as we got we had a sending off and also 3 more players into the book as well. But we managed to get the 3 points, which was absolutely crucial, and that has moved us quite considerably far up the table. And that's actually our longest unbeaten run of the season in terms of the league, as we've managed to get 3 wins and 3 draws. In theory, I thought we could have got 4 wins and 2 draws after I thought we dropped points against Chesham, but it's one of those that's just one of those things really. And we managed to, with the fact that we're on an unbeaten run of this size at this level is pretty good. And that's actually helped us out considerably in the league. As you can see, we're now into the top half of the table, and also 7 points clear of that drop zone, with 3 games in hand still over the bottom or 4th bottom Frome, who are trying desperately to keep up with the chasing pack. As you can see, everyone else looks like they've been cut adrift, with Cinderford, Hayes and Yeading and Oxford City 6 or more points behind 21st place Frome. So it's really a massive scrap between probably 15th downwards up to 21st at the moment, but of course depending on how we do in our games and how we might get dragged into that. So we've just got to take advantage of this particular of the fact that we've got games in hand and just try and get ourselves closer towards the playoffs than closer towards the relegation zone. So without further ado, let's actually go into the game today at home to Hereford. As you can see, they're not doing that well in the league, but that's mainly because they have only played 20 games this season, compared to the teams around them that have played 5, 6, 7 more games than them. Primarily because I think Hereford have been involved in a lot of the cup competitions. As you can see, they actually reached the FA Cup second round, and they've reached the first FA Trophy first round as well. So they've had loads of their games rearranged, and that's why they are quite behind in terms of the league fixtures. But I think that's also kind of helped, that kind of hindered their league form with the amount of draws they've had, because of the fact that they're having to play so many games. It's kind of made their players a lot more tired, and having to consistently play Saturday, Tuesday, which is what we were struggling with earlier on in the season when we were advancing in the cups. But we just have to wait and see today. They're going to still have a strong team out there today, because of course they pretty much ran away with the league along with Salisbury last season when they got promoted. Missed out on automatic promotion, if you guys remember, but they still managed to get up to the next division after winning the playoffs. As you can see, it's a little bit of more of a makeshift back four today, with Steve Higgs actually playing at left back. But as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 suspensions. I think we had about 5 or 6, I think, in the previous game. So it's a little bit better than what it was before, but it's not ideal to have all these. And we've also got a couple of injuries with Marshall Tung out and also Matty Harper out. So in terms of the team I'm going with today, Reece Bills in goal, Ossie Fuwa, Harding and Utteridge in the centre-back roles. Steve Higgs will get his first start at left-back this season. Phil Wolfe has actually been pretty good so far within his appearances that he's been making. Despite him only being 1.5 stars, I think he's been revelations so far. So it's great that another one of the academy products is actually performing well. Simeon May is going to be in that deep line playmaker role because of Callum Frew's suspension. Michaelidis and Justin May in the attacking mid-right and attacking mid-left roles, with Glider and Ryan Williams up front. And on the bench we've got Ellis Miles, who could play at right back, left back, Reece Norton, who's our replacement centre back, Josh Dawkins, who can play on the attacking mid-left or attacking mid-right, and Mason Bloomfield at striker. So we're hoping we don't get any injuries or suspensions to or sending offs for the midfielders, because otherwise that will be an absolute disaster. So I'm putting all my faith in Simeon May and Phil Wolfe not to get a red card here. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us here as we now get on with the game. I'm going for defensive positioning today because of the fact that Hereford have still got some dangerous players despite the number of fixtures they've got. Because you can see Jake Sinclair is probably their biggest player in terms of the quality. I think also Robles as well. I think I saw him on the top goal scorers or something like that. Is that Jack Stewart? I'm not 100% sure what he's doing this season. I'll just quickly check on Robles and see exactly what he's doing. He's got 8 goals in 15 appearances so far, so he is one of their top players. But it's primarily Jake Sinclair, who is currently on 9 assists so far this season in 16 appearances. So we've got to watch out for him today, especially with the tactics. So we are going to be closing him down for sure, and also showing him onto the weaker foot to prevent him from crossing the ball as effectively. We'll just have to wait and see if that will make a difference as we come in towards the game. Let's go to the team talk. Yeah, I'm actually going to give ourselves a passionate speech, but unfortunately that hasn't really affected our morale, and that might come back to bite us, unfortunately. The midfield seems to be happy though, which is good. I'm not liking the fact that Steve Higgs is nervous, but fingers crossed that doesn't affect him too much and he's able to step up today as we get on with the game. Hereford kicking off from left to right. Hughes puts the ball out towards Robles, but it's well won by Osifua, and that's the end of the opening highlights. Highlight here, I think, Cato has got the ball for Hereford in goal, and he's probably going to kick it upfield. Yes, he has. Up towards McTominay, Doyle Hayes, McTominay, up to Robles, back to the centre midfielder. Here's Jake Sinclair on this right-hand side, obviously the guy who's dangerous, and exactly as I say that, Louis Robles has put Hereford 1-0 up from an assist via Jake Sinclair. I told him he was the guy to watch out for, and he's already proven why I pointed him out. Okay, here is the highlight. Let's just see what happened here. Jake Sinclair has a little bit more space. Higgs does his best to close him down, but Sinclair gets a great ball in, and Robles is there just outside the 6-yard box and slots it past Bills on the right-hand side of the net. We're going to go a little bit more attacking here to try and get ourselves into the game here, because Hereford have already had 3 shots on the net and 1 on target, which has resulted in the goal as Doyle Hayes takes a free kick, and it's now 2-0. Oh dear, this is not going well. They were down in 20th at the down near the bottom of the league there. But as I told you earlier on in the episode, they've got the quality to move back up the league, and as you can see, they are now 2-0 up. And as you can see, their goal difference is absolutely insane. Plus 14, and they're down in 14th place. That just shows that they're not where they should be at the moment with regards to the number of league games. I expect them to get up there towards the playoff zone towards the end of the season once they've caught up to everybody in the with the number of games played. McCarson with a throw in here back to Sinclair. McTominay to McCarson to Doyle Hayes, who's been influential here. He's put the ball out towards Robles. He's got a chance to take a shot, and he has done. It's 3-0 already to Hereford. Oh, this is definitely not going well. Louis Robles with his 16th goal of the season, and Doyle Hayes following on with his goal that he scored with the free kick. He's now got an assist as Robles scores his 2nd of the game, and it's now 3-0 inside 30 minutes. It could be a cricket score at this rate. Okay, highlight for us, I think, off a free kick. Here's May, puts the ball out towards Williams, puts it back to Wolfe, to May, to Glider, back to May, a ball towards Michaelidis, who crosses it in, hits the post, and Hereford clear it away just about, as we now have our first corner of the game, I think. Yep, ball into the box by Wolfe, in towards Williams, but it's cleared away by number 6 of Hereford. And here's May, back to Utteridge, who's on a yellow card, but that's the end of the highlight, unfortunately, for us. And that is half-time as well, and that half was really, really disappointing, so I am going to be a bit angry at this half-time. As you can see, everyone is fired up. Fortunately, Phil Wolfe hasn't had the greatest of games at 6.1, but I can't really do anything because of the fact that we don't have any centre midfielders, so we're going to have to make a change, I think, in terms of players. Do we bring on Bloomfield just to give him some game time because Ryan Williams has done okay, but Glider has probably done the worst. So I'm going to take off Glider and bring on Bloomfield. I'll bring on guys like Josh Dawkin maybe a little bit later on, or maybe Ellis Miles if some of these other guys are struggling. But we're going to get into the second half now. Let's hope we can actually grab a consolation or something like that, because our goal difference is now back at 0 again, and I kind of want it to be a positive goal difference when it comes to the end of the season. And we keep seem to having poor defeats, which is resulting in our goal difference going back down to level rather than being at a plus. Free kick here for us. Harding to Osifua to Michaelidis. Ball out towards Williams here. He might get on to the end of that, but Bernard gets it away for Hereford. May to Wolf. Puts the ball out to May again. Michaelidis. Ball out towards Osifua. A bit of space to cross, and May is taking a shot, and it's 3-1. We've got a chance to get back in the game here with after 55 minutes. We've got 35 to play to get 2 goals here. It could be an amazing comeback if we're able to do this here, as May takes a volley, hits it first time into the left-hand corner of the net. It's a great finish, and we are sort of back in the game, and it's a straight highlight from the kickoff here, as Hughes puts the ball up towards Stewart. We've won the ball back though. He's surrounded by 3 players there. Back to May, up to Higgs. Bloomfield's now onto it. He might have a chance of scoring here, and he has done. It's 3-2. We've scored 2 goals in the space of a minute or 2 minutes, and it's now 3-2. The game is now completely changed. With 35 minutes to go, we are now with a chance of getting a point out of this. This is absolutely insane, and those apparently didn't come down as clear-cut chances there. So this is amazing. Our Hereford starting to lose their way a little bit. But there's another highlight here. Sinclair puts the ball in, but it's gone straight to Bills in our goal here. Hopefully he doesn't give it away. He puts the ball out towards May. He might win that actually, but McCartan is there. Here's Stewart on this right-hand side. Puts it back, ball back to Sinclair, who's coming inside. Dor Hayes. Harding wins the ball back though, and it's come back down towards Wolf. May with the ball up towards Williams. He might cross the ball to Bloomfield, but he takes a shot, and it's a waste of a chance there. I think he should have really crossed it in instead to Bloomfield, who had a bit more of a chance as he was in the box. I think Bloomfield's actually scored his first goal in the league at the moment, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Please do correct me in the comments if I did miss the thing on the notification when he did score. We're going to actually make another substitution now because Michaelidis is not having the greatest of games. I'm going to bring on Josh Dawkin to see if he can rescue something here and provide a little bit of quality into that box, like what Jake Sinclair did to us. But hopefully that will give us the equalising goal as Josh Dawkin comes on. Another highlight here. Harding wins the ball back, but it's gone back to Casey, the left back. Here's Hughes to McTominay. He's got the ball. He's not being closed down though. I think I don't have him closed down though. Here's Sinclair up to Stewart, who's gone past our player, and Roberts has now netted a hat-trick, and it's now 4-2. Oh, that's really, really annoying, because we were in this game until that goal has gone in, but it was a nice worked move by Hereford. Utteridge missed the tackle there, and Stewart was able to cross it to Robles with literally no challenge or anything like that, and he has slotted it in, and he's now got a hat-trick. Right, we're actually going to make another change here. I think Harding's having a terrible game, so we're going to put Osifua at centre-back and bring on Ellis Miles at right-back for Harding. See if we can, I don't know, get an overlapping run or something from Miles to get a cross into the box, to try anything really, because we've got 14 minutes to go. We need to just try something here. We're actually going to go on overload to see if we can get back in the, suddenly scrap our way back into the game. It would be an amazing comeback in that now with only 7 minutes to go. Corner in from Hereford, but it's headed over by Bernard, and that's apparently gone down as a clear-cut chance, which is really weird. But there's another highlight here, and Higgs has won the ball ahead of Sinclair. Bloomfield could have got to that, but Hughes was onto it. But Robles is through, but Osifua has managed to get back in time. And back to Miles. Here's May. We can start building from our side of the ball. Bernard has actually lost the ball to Bloomfield. Here's May. Maybe he could have passed it to the other May, but here's Stewart now on this right-hand side. Utteridge has won the ball back though, but he's lost it again to Stewart. He might put the ball in towards Robles, and he's scored his 4th goal of the game. He's gone from 14 goals this season to 18 goals this season in the space of one match, and Hereford are really just showing their quality today, as we're now once again 3 goals behind. After what looked like we were going to be coming back into the game after 55 minutes, it's now completely turned on its head again, and we are now 5-2 down with just a few minutes remaining as we head towards the end of the game. It's a frustrating result because I think we could have got back into the game had we got the next goal after we made it 3-2, but Hereford's quality today was really, really good, and we ended up losing this game, and I wasn't expecting to actually win the game in the end. I was hoping to get something like a point out of it, but the tactic, or the assistant manager is saying I should be angry. Actually, you know what, I am going to be angry, because yeah, everyone seems to be motivated again, which was that's a bit unfortunate, that the fact that we weren't able to get a draw out of the game at least, because we were in the game after 56 minutes. Then Robles decided to go on another tear with 2 more goals in the second half. So that's really unfortunate for us. We just got to get prepared for the next game. Okay, in terms of what game I want to do next, it's quite a difficult decision to make actually, because I don't know how far to go into the season now. With now the fact that we've only got only league games to go, I might actually go ahead and do up to maybe Cinderford, because they're a team we should beat, or maybe I could play Banbury again. Merthyr Town might be a good shout actually, all the way in at the end of January, and then maybe possibly we want to try and do the Hayes and Yeddy game at the end of the season. So that's definitely an episode. So we're gonna have to decide whether to have an episode in the middle somewhere. We'll go on to play the Pool game, this away game against Pool. I'm trying to think how many games is that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 games. So I think we'll do the Merthyr Town home game, and then we'll do, say, I don't know, Redditch at home, because they are pretty close to the relegation zone, and depending on what happens, we may end up having to win that game just to make sure we're absolutely 100% safe. And then we'll do the Hayes and Yedden game at the end of the season. Yep, that sounds good to me. I'm going to do the Merthyr Town game next, which is at the end of January. So we'll be into the start of 2018, and we'll have to figure out what we're going to do in terms of possible transfers over the January period, and deciding initially starting to decide who's going to stay and who's going to go for next season. So if you guys enjoyed that episode, despite the unfortunate defeat that's ended our unbeaten run that we've been on, please leave a like, comment, and also subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys. Also comment to say if there's anything I can do to improve the overall series itself, or anything you guys want me to show. But until next time, guys, I will see you for the home game against Merthyr Town. So until then, see you later.